Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, I'm hooked already. Are you?
Yeah,
it looks amazing.
I love a period drama. Ever since Mole Flanders,
yeah.
I was hooked. And James Purefoy joins us now.
I'm so happy to hear your voice and hear your accent.
Oh, James.
On national television. It makes me a bit teary.
Oh.
Honestly, it's just lovely. Great.
Well, you're a fellow Yeovil man yourself.
I am, indeed. That is where I come from, where I hail from. I was born in Taunton.
Are you?
Yeah, born in Taunton, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my goodness, you're actually...
I am, honestly, I am tearing up. Because you don't... Do you know what? You just don't... Give me that. Look, I've come over all Christmas.
I'm dipping into Phillip.
A bit festive.
Hang on.
Have you got one?
Yeah, I do. This is Holly's box. Phillip's one. Phillip's sweet.
And I'm speaking to James, and James, your accent's coming out as well.
Yeah, well, I know, that's the trouble. I will start talking in a Somerset accent. Look at me, honestly, what a wreck.
If you want, if you're given bad news, you want Josie to give it to you.
Yeah, that would be nice, yeah.
Well,
why does that get you emotional? It's because we don't hear kind of...
I don't think you hear a West Country accent very often. You know, and those accents you often hear, West Country accents, they're often stereotypical and they're not the ones that you want to be associated with. So when you hear it just as part of a normal day on television, it's just nice to hear it.
Oh, James, thank you very much. And I'm only bringing good news today, including Marie Antoinette. What can we expect?
Well, this is sumptuous period drama at its absolute best. That's what it is. It's beautifully directed, it's immaculately written, and it tells a different story than maybe the one you might have heard about Marie Antoinette. And, you know, and this girl who arrives in the French court, she's 14 years old.
Is that how old she was?
14 years old, yeah.
I never knew that.
And so many interesting things. When I read the scripts, you read the scripts of something like this and you go, well, you're all mad. You're all absolutely mad. I mean, the people who lived in Versailles, they lived there all their lives. I mean, my character was born there, he died there. You know, they're not like royals now that we have who go and open care homes or, you know, a new hospital or whatever it is. They are pretty much, they live just in Versailles, and that's the world they live in. My character, for example, every morning when he wakes up, King Louis XV has 100 people in his bedroom when he wakes up. So they pull the curtains back of his big double bed, of his big four-poster, there's 100 people in his bedroom.
I think I quite like that.
And they watch him get dressed.
Oh, maybe not that.
Maybe not that bit.
For what you wish for, Josie.
they watch him get dressed, and the same thing happens at night time. There's a thing called a coucher, where they go to bed, and the same 100 people will come in, watch him get undressed, get into his nightdress, and then get into bed. And it's just the things that went on in that palace are so astonishing and you'll be able to see them starting on December the 29th. It is extraordinary.
Your character is Louis XV. He became king at 5.
He became king at 5 years old. He was on the throne for 60 years. He then died of smallpox. Interestingly, because we were filming this at this time during the pandemic and stuff, and they thought he'd had smallpox when he was a kid.
Right.
And he hadn't. So they thought he was going to be fine, and he wasn't. Well, clearly he wasn't. He died from it. But it is so beautifully shot, this, and it's such an incredible story.
Let's have a look at a little clip.
Oh, look.
Curtsy to His Majesty.
Oh, nonsense. There's no need to stand on ceremony here. Oh, no, you can save that for Versailles.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance, monsieur.
Madam.
Oh, no. This is Provence, Louis's brother. Oh, here he is. Louis. Louis. Do stop. You're making our heads spin.
Can we just watch it all now?
I know, wouldn't you want to? I mean, it really is lovely. I think it's a real treat for people.
Louis XV's fascinating because he was very young when he became king. But also, there's real mixed messages about him when you read about him, because he was very modest, he was very insecure, but his one vice was the ladies. It was a serious vice.
It was a serious vice, and he had a lot of time to fill. He didn't take a great deal of interest in governance towards the end of his life, but actually pretty much any time during his life. He loved hunting, and yes, he did love women. And he had, you know, he was married, obviously, and he had, I think, 8 kids with his wife, but then he had a number of other children outside of marriage. He had many mistresses all the way through his life, and then mistresses within his mistresses. He had mistresses. Oh. So he had mistresses, but then he also had girlfriends with those mistresses helped him get. I mean, it was...
That's why there was 100 people in the bedroom.
Exactly that.
He had an Irish mistress, actually.
Did he have an Irish mistress?
Yeah, the bloodline, I gather, is all over the world.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it probably is. You know, yes, he was not shy in coming on to people at all. You know, he was a lover of gigantic proportions.
And he was not shy with his outfits either.
He was not shy with his outfits. I read somewhere that he didn't like wearing the same clothes twice. So, literally, those clothes were made and then discarded, and clothes were made and discarded. And we had the costumes on this show are just incredibly beautiful. We had this gigantic costume room where 50, 60 costumiers were, you know, embroidering and putting on sequins, and I mean, just extraordinary. It's breathtaking, breathtaking.
Doesn't wear costumes to it like Alison Hammond.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a good costume. Your location, we've got to talk about your location shoot.
Versailles.
Oh, amazing. And you discovered something quite spectacular.
Yeah, I did. I get a little bit antsy often on set, and especially with somewhere like Versailles, because Versailles was closed every Monday so that we could film there. And I would go wandering. I'm a bit of a wanderer, and they like to attach an assistant director to me.
That's a Yeovil in you.
Yeah, and because I love to have a nose around. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
It's Versailles. Why wouldn't you want to have a nose around? So we were given free rein of the place. And I found myself one day, I was in my costume and wig and makeup and the full thing, and I found his office, Louis's office. And I said to the AD, I said, just give me 5 minutes. And the AD said, look, Mr. Purefoy, if it's possible, do not scratch the desk, or do not touch the desk. The desk is the most valuable antique we have in all of Versailles. And I said, how much? Because I'm vulgar like that, I want to know how much. And he said, only 50 million euros.
What?
50 million euros. That's how much his desk is valued at. And he left me alone in that room. He'll probably get fired now that I've said this on television. He left me alone in that room. I said, just give me 5 minutes alone in this room, dressed as the king at his desk. Because it's a lovely thing, that, as an actor, to just exist in a space with nobody watching, and you can just get into the whole characterisation of the piece.
And that moment of horror as you lay your coffee cup down in the desk.
Yeah, exactly. A terrible stain on the desk.
I've always wondered what it must be like because a piece like this, like some of like Bridgerton, etc., it's a real legacy piece for you to look back on. I mean, it's a real joy, isn't it? An honour to appear in something like that.
Yes, it really is. It's just an exquisite experience. And one of the things, excuse me, we were taught at drama school about playing a king. It's quite interesting, this, is that you can't really play a king unless everybody else lets you play the king. That it's really about everybody else's reaction to you. That status is conferred upon you by other people's reaction to you. So it's all about how you walk into a room. When you walk into a room, everybody just sits up or stands up or comes to attention, or the way they behave to you. So really, you just have to rock up in the kit, and then other people let you be the king. So it's really interesting.
You can tell you just love playing the part of King Louis.
Why wouldn't you want to play a king? Kings are great. I've done a number of kings now, and yes, it's really fun to play kings.
And we can expect to see this on the 29th of December.
29th of December.
Well, we are looking forward to that, James.
One thing that must happen, you must record the answer phone message on his mobile phone from...
All right.
Yeah, that has to happen.
Honestly,
you need
this
that.
accent, so beautiful.
Oh, thank you, James. You are so lovely. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you. Have a lovely Christmas.
So
and we
very
can't
nice
wait
to
watch
meet you. Happy Christmas.
Really looking forward to it.
Good
Thank
to talk
you.
to you. Good
Thank
stuff.
you.